Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Learn to Cook Young Living Style with Medea Allen. I'm Medea Allen, and I'm just going to allow for more people to come in. I'm so happy to see we have a nice full call tonight. I'm going to go down the line here and greet you. Hi, Ann Dunnington, the other Ann. There's Aniko, Barb, Barbara, Fieta, Beth, Bobby. Hi, Carol. Hi, Chris. Hi, Corey. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Evelyn. Hi, George. Hearts. Hi, Holly. Hi, Joan. Hi, Kate. Lana. Hi, Lisa. Lori. Lucia. Lupe. Lynn. Billy. Marcy. Nicole. Hoa. Hi, Rhonda. Topper and the other Rhonda. Hi, Rose. Hi, Rudy. Hi, Teresa. Tina and Toby. It's so exciting. So I'm just gonna get started in a couple of minutes. So we're gonna have some fun tonight, learning to cook with essential oils. I have some yummy recipes, some delicious ideas that I'll be sharing with you. And let me just move this. So unfortunately, Chris Offer, our awesome fearless leader, won't be with us tonight, but we are recording it, so he'll be able to check it out after. All right. All right. So again, I'll probably go ahead and get started in a couple of minutes. I know people are jumping on, but I did put a link in the chat for my cookbook if you're interested in checking it out. I have some great videos there as well that teaches just the basics of what are essential oils, why do we use young living essential oils, and how do we actually cook with essential oils. And you'll see a couple of videos, well, a video of me preparing a dish, and hopefully it's educational. And there also is the link for my cookbook, which I will share more about. I know some of our group members have already received their copy and they're happily cooking away. So that's exciting. Let's see. Let me see. Link's not there. Thank you for letting me know. Let me repost it. I posted it before everybody jumped on. So let me copy and paste. Yes, class is recorded, and give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just resent the link. Thanks for letting me know I was muted. So you should see it now. Yes, great. I'm happy the link works. Awesome. All right, so we are going to go ahead and jump right into the content, which is going to be action-packed, fun-filled, delicious, and wonderful. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. And thank you so much to Chris for allowing me to share what I love to do, which is cook with essential oils. So who am I? I am Nadia Allen. I am a teacher, a way shower, and a facilitator of full spectrum health. Since 2005, I have owned and operated Organic Soul Chef, which is a multimodality holistic health practice. Fix my camera angle here. Okay, so since 2007, I have been cooking with Young Living essential oils and using them in all facets of my work and my well-being. Organic Soul Chef's vision is to transform family health one kitchen at a time. And our mission is to facilitate family healing and empowerment through sustainable lifestyle education and body, mind, spirit wellness modalities, including aromatherapy, of course, integrative nutrition health coaching, Reiki, soul integration facilitation, meditation, yoga, and cooking classes. I'm currently expanding my work as a healer, and I'm training to become a doctor of Chinese medicine. So for more information about what I do through Organic Soul Chef, of course, you have the link, which will lead you to the book, and you can peruse around the site and check out what I do. I'm also on social media at Organic Soul Chef. So again, welcome to Learn to Cook Young Living Style with me. Again, I'm just really grateful to Chris for allowing me to come and share what I love, absolutely love to do, which is cook. I think about food all the time. I'm always spinning and creating wonderful ways to enjoy good, healthy, nutritious meals. And I feel like tonight is certainly aligned with our Young Living family business plan, which is to consistently help people to share with family, friends, and others in a duplicable way while emphasizing a Young Living lifestyle and essential rewards. So, what does it mean to actually live a Young Living lifestyle? And so Chris shared that means to incorporate essential oils into every aspect of our life. So of course, food is a huge aspect of our life. That's why I'm so excited to share that, it's amazing to be able to use these oils. Let me double check the chat so I can be connected to, oh yes. Yes, so please someone send Joan the app. The link for the cookbook. It is there. I'll be sure to resend it if nobody else does. Okay, you'll get the link, Joan. Okay, so many people may shy away from using food and oils. I think because there's just a lot of confusion about, is the oil actually safe to put in my food? Of course, we at Young Living know that it's totally safe. So I just want to even help the Young Living family to understand that, we can take it internally, but it could be fun and delicious. And, using oils in the kitchen opens up an entire new world in the kitchen and the way that you approach your food preparation. So since 2007, I have definitely been incorporating essential oils into all facets of my life. I birthed at home using Young Living essential oils. Though they are the go-to items in my medicine cabinet when it's time to address something very quickly. So I'll just share a bit about how I came into Young Living. So Young Living was introduced to me through Jazz in Brooklyn, New York. She's a fellow integrative nutrition health coach, and she was doing a cooking demo. And I just, tagged along with a mutual friend and said, yeah, sure, I'll help. I'll chop your onions and be your sous chef. for a couple of hours. And so she made this really delicious salad dressing, and she used lemon essential oil, and she made a lavender lemonade. And my whole brain was like reconfiguring in that moment, because I didn't understand what was happening. I was like, wait a minute. I only knew essential oils to be used for like personal care products, but not ever in my food. And me being a foodie and, you know, a chef, I said, let me have these oils, and how do I get them? And I want them fast. So I have definitely been just having fun for 13 and a half years at this point, you know, spinning up delicious ways to use the oils in my food. And then, you know, when you put them in your food, we have to eat 3 times a day, and we're eating snacks. So our food is yet another entry point on how we can get these really powerful essential oils in our body. So it just makes perfect sense to me. Hopefully to you too by the end of this. All right. So after, you know, having fun creating in the kitchen, I started to amass lots of recipes that I just created, you know, through cooking demos and through my blog and through newsletters. And so eventually I realized that I had enough recipes to create a book. So I recently published How to Cook with Essential Oils, over 50 soul-stirring recipes full of flavor, freshness, and vitality. And again, it's just a collection of all the delicious, health-conscious recipes I've created over the years, all compiled into one. So I'm really passionate about this book. And again, it just opens people's minds, just like my mind was open, on how to use the food and how to use the oils in cooking. So I'm going to be preparing a couple of recipes from the cookbook, but I also just want to really just break this down for you. So hopefully if someone comes to you and say, well, you know, what can I do with an essential oil in food? You'll have the language to be able to share with them and, you know, give them encouragement and share some tips. So I'll be sharing some tips and breaking down exactly, you know, how we can do this successfully. So of course, number one, I always just start with what is an essential oil. All right, so, you know, we've been using the oils for a long time, but perhaps we have friends who are just, you know, wanting to learn more about essential oils. So it's always great to just have this roll off your tongue. So an essential oil is an aromatic, volatile liquid that's derived from shrubs, flowers, trees, roots, bushes, seeds. So it's basically plant. It's the living essence from a plant. So me being the organic soul chef, I tend to think of things in terms of their essence, their nature. So when I think about an essential oil, I think it is actually the soul of the plant. It is a true essence of the plant. It's what makes that plant the plant. Just like our soul is what makes who we are, right? So essential oils have been, of course, around as early as 4500 BC, and they've been used historically in perfumes and embalming and spiritual purification, medicinal purposes. And so the one reason why I say definitely start incorporating your essential oils into your cooking is because of the powerful medicinal aspects of the essential oils. So we know that essential oils can help increase circulation. So in circulation of our blood, our lymph, all the precious fluids in our body. They are certainly antimicrobial. They help to regulate important functions like respiration, heart rate, blood pressure. And something very important in terms of eating, essential oils can actually help to increase the enzymatic activity of food. And they also increase the enzyme secretion in your gut. So eating essential oils can help improve gut health. Of course, essential oils also, when you're cooking with them, they help to eliminate odors in the kitchen. And of course, number one, they make the food taste amazing. But you just have to understand how to use them. And this is what we're going to get to. So the nutritional enhancement, but then the flavor is just beyond, it's out of this world. So why do we use Young Living? Like, why Young Living? So of course, two words always come to mind when somebody asks me, well, why Young Living? Quality and purity. I guess it's probably really one thing, purity. So Young Living, they have consistently set the standard for 25 plus years for producing high quality essential oils. They have the seed to soul promise. So that means that every essential oil has undergone rigorous testing to meet benchmarks for science and sourcing, as well as standards. So Young Living sets the industry standard. This is why this is a company to trust when we want to put something actually not only on our body, but inside our bodies. And of course, I always say, if what you're putting on your skin, you can't eat that, I don't think I would actually want to actually use it. I want it to be so safe that I can ingest it. Because think about it, if you're putting something on your body, you are ingesting it through the pores, through the largest organ in the body. So people can rest assured that they are safe. And, you know, because I come from a perspective of cooking with the oils, you know, I spend a lot of time educating about the purity of Young Living, because people really want to trust that they can actually put this in their food and ingest it. So rest assured, we're safe. So how to cook with essential oils? Number one, I always say to go slow. When you're learning something new, I think it's best not to overwhelm yourself by doing too much, way too fast. So I would say to put a drop in, say, of course, a bottle of water, just so you know, just a basic flavor. Your palate becomes familiar with what that tastes like. And then when it comes to cooking, example to go slow is after you cook a pot of tomato sauce, just put one drop of basil, stir it up, taste it, and really take a moment to pause, breathe, and have your taste buds really take it in to understand, like, oh, wow, this actually really tastes amazing. But more importantly, I want you to feel what it feels like in your body to use the food in your oils. Lots of times we're eating mindlessly. But this is one place where I definitely want people to slow down, you know, really be present to the process of cooking, go slow, chew your food, and really be present and mindfully eat your food so that you can really take in the data that will allow you to see, wow, this really is different. And I feel really good. So again, start slow. And little goes a long way. So because the essential oil is the essence of the plant, you know, it's the aromatic part of the plant. You don't have to use as much as a dry herb or fresh herb. Most times in a recipe, and you'll see when I prepare the dishes, I'm using, you know, 10 drops max, but really sometimes even 1 or 2, depending on the essential oil. So you can also think about it like this. You're not necessarily replacing fresh herbs and spices and other flavorings with the essential oil. You can use the essential oils alongside your herbs and spices, or you can do it in lieu of. But I would say in the beginning, you know, just as you're going slow, you can go ahead and add in addition to your herbs and spices. But then some recipes, you know, you can just use just essential oil. I would say number one, be creative. Like, really rethink the way that you prepare food. Just this morning, we had some fresh pineapple cut up on the table. And I had my, you know, beautiful display, and I'll get into how you can get that if you already don't have the Vitality Culinary Kit. Anyway, that's on the table. It's like our condiment tray. It's visible, and you can just grab the oil and drop it in your food. I grabbed lime. The idea came to me, I wonder how lime would taste on these fresh pineapples. 1 drop, completely transformed the pineapple. They were already amazing and has that like nice puckering effect on you, but then the lime just kind of brought out this level of sweetness that really wasn't there before. So be creative. Last night I made barbecue chicken, and I took the bottle of barbecue sauce and added maybe 3 to 4 drops of orange essential oil. And I just shook up the bottle, and then regular barbecue chicken became citrus barbecue chicken. So just really open your mind and just be curious. Just really be curious of how you can take your cooking to the next level with your oils. And yeah, don't be afraid. I know a lot of people, and when it comes to food, they're just like a little nervous, like, oh, I don't want to ruin this. So if you go slowly, little at a time, be curious, you're going to have fun and you're going to have some delicious discoveries. There is a method that I would suggest for the stronger oils, like oregano, thyme, even cinnamon's quite strong. So there's a toothpick method where you don't want to add a whole drop sometimes to a dish. So you would take your toothpick and you dip it in the oil, and then you swirl it around in the beverage or the dish that you want to add the oil to. So that way you're not adding too much. My sister learned that the hard way. She had some cucumber. She was making a fresh cucumber salad. She just went ham, and took the bottle of oregano and added like 4 drops. And it totally was just too much for her. So she had to throw it out. But a better way to do that is to actually, take a toothpick and maybe do a little dressing and then put it on the cucumbers. That's a better way for stronger oils. So those are my tips, and I want to just check my chat to see if any questions. And we're going to have some Q&A at the end as well. Yeah, salads are a great way to add the oils because you have the dressing. So you can totally just have fun and mix it up. Yes, lime on pineapple, you have to try it. Lime on peach, nectarine. Oh, it's the business. It's really, really good. Really, really good. All right, so those are my tips. And I would say, another great way at the end of a very busy day, like I tend to have my version of a nightcap is like lavender and frankincense with some hot water. So I love to just kind of wind down and come down from a busy day with just a cup of warm water and adding the very soothing essential oils. Like I said, lavender, frankincense, even if you have rose, it's really beautiful oil for the heart and very calming, calms the emotions. All right, so let's see. I am going to now go ahead and get my first dish started. So I want to take a moment to talk about this. Well, as I'm preparing, I'll talk about it. So January 14th is my mother's heavenly birthday, and we are preparing Taurus braised greens. So my mother, she passed away in year 2000, and she was an amazing cook. And I'm pretty sure if she was still here in her physical body, she would be preparing food with essential oils. She told me once that, if you know how to season food, then you have a good chance of knowing how to cook. Understanding how to blend and use aromatics is key to making food taste good and feel good for your body. So Taurus braised greens is what we are making. I dedicated the cookbook to her, and she is absolutely here in spirit. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to prepare Taurus braised greens using oregano and thyme. So what I'm going to do, I'll go ahead and put this here so you can see. All right, So it calls for a bunch of kale, and you know, you can actually mix kale and collards together. But I love, love, love dark leafy greens, sturdy dark leafy greens like this, full of course, chlorophyll and minerals, magnesium especially. So what I just did is I just took off the leaf from the stem. That was my job as a child. My mother would have literally cases of greens because she catered and had Friday night fish fries. So I'm a professional green cleaner. To really get all loosen the dirt off the greens, what you want to do is put it in a large bowl, fill it up with water, and swish your greens around so that all the dirt can loosen from the leaves and fall to the bottom of your large bowl. That way you won't be crunching on dirt. So you can chop the greens, or you can simply just tear them just like this. So that's what I'm doing. So I've already torn up all my leaves. And the thing about greens, they will shrink when you cook them. So I know you're wondering, well, what is she doing with that teeny weeny pot and all those greens? Trust me, it'll be like a third of the space once it's all cooked. So we're just gonna mash it down. So for this recipe, you're going to add everything in one shot in cooking. So oftentimes, you know, when you are using the essential oils, you can add oils at the end. For this recipe, you'll see them adding it all at this point. I always say at the end of cooking, taste and adjust your seasonings if necessary. So I'll taste it, and if I feel like it needs a bit more essential oil, then I'll add it. So we have a bunch of kale greens, and then this is a cup of onions. So I'm actually preparing, I'm doing the full recipe. Sometimes when I'm doing cooking classes, I'll just prepare half because it's just me and my son. We don't have to have Thanksgiving meals after every time I'm doing a cooking class. So anyway, you have a cup of onion. We have 2 to 3 garlic cloves. And I absolutely love garlic. So sometimes I'll even add like 4 cloves of garlic. Garlic is a powerful antimicrobial, reduces blood pressure as well. And it's a part of the allium family, so it helps to, yes, it's fresh garlic, and it helps to, you know, resolve any phlegm that you may have, opens up the chest. So then we have a bay leaf. And so for this recipe, I'm doing a hybrid. I have a bit of dried basil. So in addition to the essential oil, I'm using a dried herb, and that's okay too. I could have totally just used the basil oil, but I wanted to just switch it up for tonight. So this is a bay leaf. I'm doing a teaspoon of dried basil, and this is 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. I have a tablespoon of honey and a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Really delicious seasonings for your greens. Okay. And the original recipe, my mother would use butter. And I decided to just mix things up and use olive oil. Another oil you could use is coconut oil. That would be delicious too. So the thing about knowing your ingredients, you'll have just the wisdom of being able to mix and match. Recipes are guides. And the more expansive your vocabulary is in terms of cooking, you know, you can keep things fresh in terms of a variety of oils, a variety of seasonings. So expanding your vocabulary in the kitchen helps really to keep things interesting, and you won't be in a food rut and you won't be bored. All right. So this is black pepper and Celtic sea salt. So a half a teaspoon of each. 1 fresh tomato chopped. Okay. And a cup of filtered water. And I'm going to do 1 drop of oregano. Come on, oregano. There you go. And sometimes another drop will sneak in there. So how you angle the bottle is important. So that's 1 drop. And then I'm going to do 2 drops of thyme. All right. So we can call this COVID braised greens because the oregano and thyme can certainly protect your immunity big time. All right. So now what we do is put this on to boil. So we're going to bring it up to a boil by putting the stove on high heat. And then once it's come to a boil, then we lower the heat and let it simmer. And I don't like to cook my greens for hours. I know traditionally, you know, folks will put on greens and go watch their stories, and like 2 hours later, they have cooked greens, and that's your choice. But I like to still have texture in my greens. So we're going to be looking at these greens by the time we finish in about 30 minutes. Okay. Again, I love to mix greens as well. So sometimes I would do a mixture of collard greens and kale greens. You could certainly do it with Swiss chard, bok choy, you know, and the sturdier the green, the longer you'll cook. So I'm just gonna check my chat here. All right. Yes, yes, yes. The greens recipes in the book. Yes, it is. Missing some of the ingredients. No, I'm not. I put everything in there. What about avocado oil? That's interesting. Avocado oil, I always put that in the category of like a finishing oil, like a salad dressing. But for cooking, I'll use, like I said, coconut, unrefined sesame oil, butter. So yeah, whatever floats your boat. Okay, so that is one way you can use your essential oils is in a pot of delicious greens. All right, and yes, we're recording this, so I'm sure Chris will reach out about the replay. Now, the next step is to prepare one of my favorite recipes. This is like my, like when I have a sweet tooth, I really love preparing. This is the cranberry almond cranberry energy bites. And so it's really simple, really, really simple. So we have, I'm doing half the recipe. So this is a half a cup of raw almonds. We have a half a cup of dried sweetened cranberries. There's a teaspoon of coconut oil, and I have a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm just doing a pinch of Celtic sea salt. And I'm going to do 5 drops of the Orange Vitality Essential Oil. So this recipe is so fun to do with children, and it's no added sugar. So it's great, you know, children love sweet. So it's great to set their palate up to, you know, really enjoy more wholesome forms of sweet. But it's fun for children because they can work with a food processor pretty safely. You just have to make sure they don't touch the blade, but they can add everything in. And even, you know, take the little mixture and make the little balls. So let's check on this. Our pot sounds like it's boiling. So already the greens are coming down like 2/3 capacity. I want a fuller boil before I reduce the heat. All right, so first step in our super quick, super delicious almond cranberry energy bites is to ground up the cranberries. Oh, and you can certainly mix and match your the nuts and the dried fruit. You know, sometimes I'll use cashews with this or walnuts. Instead of cranberries, cherries, mulberries. Just have fun, be creative. All right, going to be a little loud. I'm just going to pulse this until the almonds are ground up. Okay, and I do that beforehand because trying to put everything in at once, the almonds don't necessarily break down and you don't have like a uniform consistency of the almond and the cranberry. All right, so next step, we're gonna add cranberries, 5 drops of orange essential oil, and our greens are boiling, so I'm gonna bring that down to a simmer and just stir it for a sec. All right. And just another note about the greens. So traditionally in Southern cooking, people use some type of meat to add flavor or like fat back and things like that. A word about that is I really love taking traditional recipes and just upgrading it to our health needs now. I understand why traditionally the fat back was used in traditional Southern cooking. The enslaved Africans, they often had, the kind of the parts of the animal that wasn't used for cooking the main meal. So they would have things like the necks, the snouts, the fat back and things that just wouldn't make it to the big, beautiful table. So as a means of survival, I understand. And now we're at a place where our health and our needs are changing. So it's beautiful to take things like more herbs and spices and condiments and essential oils to still maintain wonderful flavor and not compromise our health. So you don't need meat to cook greens. My mother, she wasn't necessarily vegetarian, but she never put meat in her greens. And it was just wonderful to grow up, eating just well-seasoned greens that didn't need meat. So just wanted to add that piece. So back to the almond cranberry energy bites. So we're going to add our vanilla and coconut oil and a pinch of sea salt just to bring out flavor. Okay. Then we go ahead and pulse it until the mixture starts to come together. So let's check it out. Okay, so we end up with this, but the test is when I press it together with my hands, is it going to stick? You really want to press. It's like you're allowing that oil from the nut and the coconut oil to be like the binder. So this is the test, and kids love this. If you have babies, grandbabies, just now, give them a job. Say, now it's your time, to come and test. And they get their hands all in it. So I think we're good to go. We're in a good place. So I'm going to go ahead and remove it and put it in the bowl. So that could be my first one. that there. All right. Now, in addition to the benefits that we get from cooking with essential oils and ingesting them and getting all the wonderful, chemical constituency in our body and things like that, we are inhaling the oils as we're cooking. So we get that piece of the benefit of cooking with essential oils. Of course, I have the diffuser going, that's always, but the aroma that you're getting, like the aroma that's coming off of my cranberry bites here is delightful. It's orange, so it's uplifting. It's and making me happy, increasing my mood. So a word about these, if they are not sticking, if it's not like really binding, what you could do is add maybe like a fourth a cup more of the cranberries, which will help to serve as a binder. And if it's too damp, like it's just too soggy, you can add a few more almonds. So I see a lot of comments coming up, and when my hands get clean, I'm gonna definitely come and see what's happening in the chat. But here we are. This is our cranberry almond energy bite. And goji berries would be delicious in this. So we have, the wolf berries, the Nisha berries, will be really, really delicious. You can use that instead of the cranberry or in addition to. And maybe even lime essential oil or citrus, or to get fancy, lavender. Again, this is just as the starting point. The beauty of cooking with essential oils is just to be creative and see what works for you. And again, the recipes in my book, use them as a guide. Don't be so, like attached to them. Of course, when you're learning something new, you want to get kind of like, the law of the land. But then I would love for you to get to a place where you feel confident to explore and see how you can mix and match and see how you can do things that will be more aligned with your palate and what you're looking for. All right, so I'm going to do one more. And this could be really fun and therapeutic. Cooking in the kitchen is certainly a part of my stress relief. And I think that happens because I get to just put the whole world, out of my mind and just be completely 100% present to what is happening. And oftentimes when we're not present, that's when we burn things and we're not paying attention. Like just yesterday, I burned some plantain because I was trying to do too many things at one time. So have food preparation be a part of your self-care, and it's wonderful. All right, so this is my last one. And I'm gonna certainly put it on a nice light plate and bring it to the camera so you can see up close how they look. So you would store these in an airtight container, preferably glass. And I like to keep them in the refrigerator so they hold their form a little better. So one word about the types of containers to use when you are working with essential oils, like don't ever use styrofoam or styrene. The oils will certainly like eat through those because of the nature of what that's made of. And I try not to use plastics, of course not BPA. So I do my best to use like stainless steel and glass when I'm cooking with essential oils or using using them in any, containers. So this I will put here. Check on my greens. They are coming along. I'm going to just increase the heat so I get a higher heat. I'm going to certainly put it in a bowl and let you see it before we go. But the greens, of course, are shrinking in size, and they go from a really bright green to a darker green. So I wanted to just show you just a couple of recipes of how I would use oil. So I'm, actually cooking, and in the other recipe that was raw. Again, you can use these essential oils in beverages, so smoothies, making fresh juices, adding oils that will help to increase digestion when you're doing something like a juice cleanse will just take your juice cleanse to the next level for sure. So using essential oils like lemon, fennel are really amazing. Let me check the chat to see. Oh, thank you, Emily. Do those berry raw snacks freeze well or best not to? That's a very good question. I think you should try it. I never freeze them because they don't last that long. But I don't see what an issue would be just because it's just dried fruit and nuts and coconut oil. So yeah, give it a shot. It will probably preserve it. If you think you're just going to do like a full batch and not want to make it fresh, I don't think that's a problem at all. Great. Great. So now what I'm going to do is continue of the question of, okay, so how do we cook with essential oils? So I just gave you some hands-on demos of what to do with a couple of oils. And so, of course, how to cook is you're going to get the right oils. You're going to use Young Living essential oils because they are pure with the added health benefits. And of course, if you're already a member, go ahead and look in your cabinet and pull out the oils. You'll need recipes. So of course you have the link for my cookbook. There is also another awesome resource or product that we have with Young Living. It's the Vitality Culinary Kit that I wanted to showcase because it's just awesome. So the item number is 24037 for the Vitality Culinary Kit. So it's a cute kit, for when you want to explore cooking with essential oils. The first thing I actually love about this is the bamboo stand. Now, having your oils on this stand, it changes the game in terms of using them in cooking, because before I had the stand, I would just have them in my little, protective cases or up in the cabinet. But again, like I said, now having them on the table, this is like our oil condiments tray, if you will. And it just keeps the oils present in your mind in terms of, how can we add this to our meal and take it to the next level, like I did with the lime and the pineapple this morning. So anyway, with the culinary kit, you get this beautiful bamboo stand. You do get 6 oils, which is awesome. So you get your cinnamon bark, peppermint, rosemary, oregano, lavender, and orange. So they set you up with some great ones to start. You get this really cool stainless steel bowl with a top, so you can prepare something and store it in the refrigerator, keep it fresh. Some great tools. Get your whisk, your spoon, spatula, offset spatula. And you get an awesome cookbook as well. So, with these items, my cookbook, this Vitality Kit extra book, you have at your fingertips a great start. Lots to explore and really have fun with. Bless you. Bless. You know, this is a great starting point, but I always want people to take ownership, you know, of the process of cooking and use things as a resource, but try to find your own flow, your own palette, your own style of cooking with the oils. I think that's my job as a teacher. Don't try to cook like me, because I have my palate and my tongue. I put hot sauce on everything because that's what I love. You don't necessarily have to do that, you know. We all have specific needs and taste buds. So that is an awesome thing. Makes great gifts as well. And yes, that is what I wanted to share with you. I'm going to check my grains. They're doing great. And almost ready to plate. Not yet. All right. And so I also wanted to share that I do a monthly, I have a monthly virtual cooking club. So what I'll do is I have a full 2-hour class, and much like right now, I'm preparing recipes and we cook together as a group online. You get a packet of recipes. So my class next month is cooking with essential oils. So if that's something you're interested in doing, just, it's all on the link for the cookbook. You can check that out. I will now come to the chat to see if I can. Yes, please get the Culinary Kit. It is wonderful. Oh, I'm so glad you find this helpful. Great, 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 great. Yeah, it's funny, Martine. I didn't see the Culinary Kit for a long time. So a friend of mine said, you know, it would be great if Young Living could one day make like an organic soul chef cooking kit. And I was like, you know, that's really a good idea. And I had a conversation with Chris and he said, you know, we actually have a Culinary Kit. So I'm always learning, always learning. We have so many wonderful products. Let's see. Yes, please get that for yourself, Lynn. You have to gift yourself with a Culinary Kit. Are there any questions? Would anybody, do you feel the need to pop on and unmute yourself? If you had any burning questions that I am not getting to by scrolling through the chat.
Hey, Medea, it's Joyce. Hearts. Hi, sweetie. So I had a question whether heating affects the oils, because I always thought, you know, they didn't want you to use candles under the oils to make it go in the room. So what about adding the oils at the end instead of boiling them the whole time? Yeah, that could work too. They don't have to be heated, right?
They absolutely do not have to be heated. You can choose when in the recipe to add them. Cool. It will certainly affect the, you know, the flavor, but adding them at the end is no problem at all. So most times for a recipe like the braised greens, I will at the end, I'll taste and adjust as necessary. With baking, we can't necessarily add things at the end. You have to put everything in the batter at once and bake it.
Right.
So yeah, that's a great way to just keep it all intact in terms of not allowing for any evaporation. Is to add them at the end. That's a great tip.
Thanks, dear.
Yeah. Let's see. Use a black pepper. That is a great question, Todd. Todd asked if I ever use a black pepper essential oil to flavor or substitute for pepper. Yes, I have. And it's interesting. So, you know, the oils versus the spices, it's not a one-to-one taste comparison for me. I feel like the essential oils have their very unique flavor profile from the fresh herb, fresh spice, or I'm sorry, dried spices. And I like the black pepper. It's actually really, it's a fascinating flavor. And it's different from freshly ground black pepper. And I think that what's making it different taste-wise is, so the plant material lends its own flavor as well. So we do get, you know, the minerals and fiber and things like that from the plants, from the herbs, and that alters the way that our taste buds processes that flavor. But yeah, I do use the black pepper oil, and it's really, it has more of a warming effect than the actual like ground black pepper. Yep. Black pepper is great for tired muscles too. So that's my plug. Yes. Who has a question? Anybody else have a question? All right, so
I do.
oh yes.
I have a question. I'm saying, like, if you had a whole chicken, and can you infuse? You can infuse it with an oil.
Absolutely. So I mean, sauces and marinades is like a whole class or series of classes unto themselves.
Okay.
So if I had a whole chicken, and which I often have whole chickens, what I'll do is make a marinade. For example, I'll put, say, a little prepared mustard. I love doing like a lemongrass lime combination. So you can do the mustard, the lemongrass, the lime, paprika, salt, pepper, and maybe just like some citrus juice. And yeah, take that and just put it inside of the chicken, underneath the skin, let that marinate 24 hours. It is really delicious.
Okay. So it would really work good if it was injected in there also.
Absolutely. I like the way you're going with that. Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really enjoyed this session.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you.
This is very, very helpful.
Oh, I had a question. What's your favorite combo of oils to toss either on vegan cashew cream or ice cream or even over yogurt? Some desserty kind of thing.
Yeah, I love the citrus fresh because it's a combination of the citrus. So you have tangerine and orange mixed in there. I love, love, love the citrus for ice cream, yogurt, cashew cream. You know, sometimes I'll do cinnamon. I've been having fun with, what is the oil I use? Cardamom. Oh, cardamom is really, I love cardamom for desserts. I'll put it in salad dressings as well. I have a really delicious cardamom dressing for my kale salad, but cardamom, ginger, those are great. And it's funny story about the cardamom is that the color is it's like the same as the lavender. So don't get these confused. Like I get these confused daily. But yeah, so I've been accidentally rubbing cardamom on myself.
Thanks, Medea, and thanks for doing this. It's awesome.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Rudy.
Hey, Medea, I just want to say thanks for doing this. It was really, really fabulous. So as long as you give us your address, we're coming over for energy bites and some greens because we are now all hungry. Great job. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, I owe a lot of people like packets of food after my cooking classes because everybody's hungry. So
terrific presentation, Medea. Thank you. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
It's Jazz.
Yes, Jazz. Yeah, Jazz, she is responsible for me being in Young Living because she was doing the amazing cooking demo with the lemon dressing and the lavender lemonade, and I was sold. So thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and plate so you see the final product. And of course, like I said, I would taste my greens to see if they are where I want them to be. Oh yeah, that's awesome. So the oregano is such a strong oil that it will hold up quite nicely to the end. So I don't have to adjust the seasonings at all. Everything is really beautiful. But as our question was earlier, you know, could you wait to the end to maintain the integrity of the essential oil? Absolutely, you could. This is really, really yummy. Okay, so here are my Taurus braised greens, honoring her today on what would have been her 71st birthday. We give thanks. And these are the Cranberry Almond Energy Bites. All right.
So, Medea,
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to ask the question that I think my good friend Jackie Johnson from the South wants to ask, which is, which oil do you use to get the flavor of fat back? I won't ask that question, but yeah, we're thinking about it. No, but I'm curious. First of all, this is amazing, very insightful. Love the perspective and some of the tips.
Thank you.
Yes. Is there a favorite oil that you most enjoy cooking with?
You know, that's a question like, well, do you have a favorite child? You know, I would say probably citrus oils because they brighten up flavors. And so I have a client that I cook for, and they are low sodium, almost no sodium. And what I do for no sodium, low sodium clients is I use citrus in the place because what salt does is brightens up flavor. It brings out the flavor of other components in the dish. So I like to use lemon oil for that reason, because it just brightens everything. So you do get the lemon, but you also get an enhancement of the ingredients in the dish. So I would probably say citrus for that reason.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Would you tell us one more time your Instagram? And by the way, thank you, because I loved how you differentiated between like the dried spices and the oils. And I just love the language that you used with everything. So I want to follow you on Instagram. What is your Instagram again?
Yeah, so it's Organic Soul Chef. And you can find, yep, on Instagram, Facebook, even on Clubhouse. Anybody knows about Clubhouse?
No. Oh yeah. Is that, well, I don't know. Is that Lindsay's? I don't know. Clubhouse.
Yeah, it's the next thing. It's a great way to connect with people. And if you don't know about, I think it's just available on iPhones at this point, but it's pretty big for just connecting. And it's people just literally talking. It's so interesting, like talking from their phones. So,
okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Medea, I'd like to, this is Joan. I'd like to acknowledge you for doing such a wonderful complete class with the introduction in the beginning, letting people know. I'm so glad I invited people who had never heard of essential oils before, because your class is good for anyone.
Oh, thank you so much, Joan. I'm so happy you're here. And yeah, I hope people are excited about the oil. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anybody else have any questions, comments?
Hi, Medea. Thank you for your class. It was wonderful. Would you repeat for me, for those bites that you make, like how many the quantities that you use a little bit, because I got a little bit mixed up with the oil that you use, the coconut oil.
Okay, so you're wanting the amounts of the ingredients of the dish?
Yeah, just to be able to try like a little try, you know, to practice. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So for the Taurus braised greens, I had a bunch of kale, 1 onion, 2 to 3 garlic cloves, 1 tomato, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 tablespoon of honey, 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar, 1 bay leaf, 1 drop of oregano vitality oil, 2 drops of thyme, a teaspoon of dried basil, a half a teaspoon of sea salt, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and a cup of water. So that's for that recipe. And for the Cranberry Almond Energy Bites, so a cup of raw almonds, So actually what I prepared, I did half the recipe. So I did a half a cup of raw almonds, a half a cup of dried cranberries, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 5 drops of orange vitality essential oil, a teaspoon of extra virgin coconut oil, and a pinch of the Celtic sea salt.
Wow, incredible. Very, very tasty. Thank you. Thank you for.
And thank you so much to everybody who posted the link for the cookbook again, because I posted it at the beginning. So are there any more questions?
Yeah, Medea. Hi, it's Donna. Thank
Hi,
you.
Donna.
It was fabulous. I don't cook as much with the oils as I should, but I have a lot of the vitality, and I love doing energy bites. I love making dressings and things like that, but I don't really cook, with the oils, and that's something I want to do more of. So I really appreciate the class and watching how you did it, and I'm definitely getting your book.
Thank you.
Have you done a lot of the recipes from Lavender Life, the blog?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, because they're Mediterranean. I guess it's a dressing, but it's more of a marinade. It's amazing. And I add a little bit more as far as the amount of oils, but yeah, they have some great recipes for people that want more recipes too.
Awesome.
Just from Living's, blog.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. I know there's beautiful videos on YouTube as well. Lots of culinary videos, just, very quick, under 2 minutes of just the hands, like, putting the ingredients in.
Yeah.
So that's a great resource to share.
Yeah.
For cooking with essential oils. Well, I'm so happy I could inspire you. This is why I'm here. Happy cooking.
I'm going to check out your cooking club.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, Medea.
Hey, Aminata, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Wonderful, wonderful class as always.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got the culinary kit, but I have yet to use it. So now I'm going to be inspired to use that. So thank you for everything. And I see some of my people are here. So hopefully they got a good, I know they got a good class from you. Lots of good information.
Yes, thank you. Happy cooking, everybody. You should all post pictures of yourself with the bowl and the oil from the kit. I love the Vitality Kit. It just inspires people to get cooking. So,
Medea, it's George. I just wanted to say thank you. This is really phenomenal class. Thank you so much.
Thank you, George. I appreciate you. I'm so happy you're here, and I hope you cook more after today.
I'm glad you showed that kit because I saw a picture of it and I looked at that bowl and I thought, oh, what a nice hat. So now I realize it's not meant to be worn.
No. I mean, it could protect
thank you
on a certain day.
Medea, thank you so much. Incredibly informative and an excellent presentation. And I'm starving now.
Oh, thanks, Toby.
I'm really inspired to start using the oils more in cooking. Thank you.
Good. You're welcome. And
congratulations.
I love it. So I would love for us to check in with each other of how we're feeling from cooking more with the oils, because there is a difference. So you just have to be very observant, look for it, be present with your food. I always say, as you're cooking, as you're eating, how are you feeling? And an hour or two after, how are you feeling? Keep checking in with yourself, because there is a difference. Great.
I actually had one more question.
Yes.
So you talked at the beginning about, putting a drop of basil into a pot of sauce. What size pot? Because I've talked to people who have done that in their own spaghetti sauces, and it's way too much. So are you talking about a big pot of sauce, or?
It really depends. So it depends on, so for me, let's see, if I had this pot, yeah, I would put about 2 drops of basil in this.
Oh, wow.
Because that's my palate. And so what's in that sauce? You know, do they have ingredients that's going to soak up the basil and kind of downplay it? You know, because in my sauce, everything goes in my sauce, just not tomatoes. I put a lot of vegetables in it. So I would say for them, if they think one drop is too much, then the toothpick method of dipping it in the toothpick and then swirling it around. So you just get a little transference of the oil and not a full drop.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Any more burning questions? And if you're new to essential oils, be sure to go to the person who invited you tonight and get your oils, because they are amazing. They will definitely support your immunity at this time. Thank you so much, Donna. All right, so going once, going twice. I look forward to hearing what Chris says about our call tonight. I think he's going to enjoy it after he watches the recording. Let's see. All right, friends. Well, everyone have an amazing weekend.
Good night.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was
See
great.
you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Medea.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Happy cooking, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.